call this meeting to order. It is Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. And we are here, it's 11 o'clock, and we are here to discuss funding for a case manager position for ILED. And I will turn it over to Mike or Colleen.
I'll let you lead.
Good morning. Thank you for the time. I appreciate it. We're coming before you to discuss the case manager position for the ILED program. When the grant was originally written over a year ago, the position was actually not going to be within my department of probation. But as it evolved, we moved into accepting that responsibility. Mm-hmm. And as part of that, it was budgeted for case management and also learning that we have the local representative for community gaps and services. Those two things, and the second one's right underneath it, so I didn't highlight that when I did that this morning. But those two dollar amounts go with the positions. Myself and Christy Miller fill those positions. Okay. Christy is actually the case manager, and I fill the position of the local representative.
Okay.
When they originally set it up, it was funding another person that wasn't even in this building. They were going to be somewhere else as part of a different program that they were working with too. But once we accepted that responsibility, it was in-house. That all makes sense.
Yep, that does. I can see that here. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. And what was happening is those funds were used, the way I understand it is, we would submit our time, and actually we'd submit it to Colleen, and the funds would be taken out of the grant and put back in, or put into the county's budget under the probation budget. Is that?
Correct.
Okay. At this point, what I'm asking is that we consider actually using those funds as overtime pay if we qualify for that.
Okay.
So it's not a major shift in money or anything. Mm-hmm. We're just asking that if we are working overtime in this program, with our time, we be able to use it out of this budget for overtime, which we normally don't do. We have used comp time in the past for the overtime, and at this point, since we have the funds available for a relatively short period of time, and as you can see, we have really not used very much of it.
No, not at all.
I see that.
And the other important thing is that we're into it. It was 18 months, and since January, we have accepted actual folks into the program. So we've been working with people. Before that, we were in the planning phase. Okay. So Christy is caseload. I believe we had 6 people now that's been in the program. We have 3 active. Okay. Our numbers are starting to increase, so her time is going to be used more. And I'm directing these funds as to she's going to be the main person using the overtime.
Okay.
Once we get to that point.
Okay.
So, how am I doing so far?
Good. Doing great. Because I know the type of work you guys do, there is a lot of extra time that you put in and don't get compensated a lot for your work. Yeah.
So, and when we have a person that is detained and then the team is notified and we're going to start an interview process, that is Christy's responsibility. She'll go to the jail and make connection with them. At this point, we've been working with our schedules to and not be flexible. So if it's something that happens on a Friday, she can go in there on Saturday and take care of it. Those just an example. Okay. So that, and then we could fund it under this grant.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's pretty
cut and dry.
Yeah, cut and dry. I don't know if you have anything you want to add to it, or?
No, that's great. And I will add that the caseload with the way that the program has been ramping up, we can definitely see, because it's also integrated with helping out some of the misdemeanor cases. Mm-hmm. And now Christy and Mike are working on how to create that policies and procedures for misdemeanor through this program to bring that into the drug and alcohol counseling. And so they've been just working tirelessly to help make sure that that side of it is done. And when they took on that responsibility, it was definitely an advantage for the county because it was going to be running through health and welfare, and that with the shifts that they've had internally, that would have created some speed bumps in our progress to be able to do this program. So they stepped in to make sure that was done. And so now with the increased workload, I definitely support them being able to do that over time.
Is it for probation and, so this would go to probation?
This is just for probation.
Just for probation.
Yeah,
okay.
This budget part. And as you're aware that this is part of the program, I should have started with it, that we fund our drug and alcohol counselor through this program. And it's a diversionary program for offenders drug at this point possession. So low risk offenders.
Okay. So,
that's our request.
Okay, you want to do a motion?
Yeah. I'll move to approve the funds through the ILED program for the manager position of overtime pay while we have them. Yeah.
Okay, I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it's done.
I appreciate that.
You bet.
Thank you.
Okay. I would just need to let Tammy, that side know how it'll be done.
Yeah, and I know we have some paperwork that we want to get clarified so Colleen can document it through the grant and take care of things and make sure we're doing it and staying on top of it correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, we appreciate what you do for everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for supporting us.
Okay, thank you. Anything further from you, Commissioner?
No.
Okay, I'll adjourn the meeting.